journey when I said earlier that technology has a huge role to play because it can help in terms of the outreach. It can help in terms of cutting down the cost. It can help in terms of making the content more dynamic, more user friendly, and making the learning experience more easier and sophisticated. So that is one thing.
Ashok said, there is one online training program that's been offered by Good Return that's available for the region as well, for the Southeast Asia and Pacific region for clients to take. But having said that, I just want to talk about about the effectiveness of these online courses. So. According to the research that we've done at CFI, it's been, and the research that we've seen, most of these courses, they don't tend to have, while even if they're free, they don't tend to have many takers. So it's like you'll have 100 seats and maybe 30 of them would be filled in or 50 would be filled in. So it's not really working as much as other approaches that can lead to improved financial capabilities amongst clients. So there seems to be a lot of discussion and a lot of reflection on whether online courses are the most effective. So they can be supplementive, but they cannot kind of replace the approaches that we have in terms of in terms of educating clients in the process of delivering a financial product itself.
Yeah, I think as was mentioned earlier, maybe in the last session, that probably the first best way to reach people with financial education, not only in the rural areas but everywhere, is if it's in the school curriculum. Now, unfortunately, there aren't many Asian countries where financial education is included in the school curriculum. There are a number that are working on it, so hopefully that will materialize. But that's really only the sort of, I think, it's the most effective way to reach the largest number of people. Now, of course, there are then the issues of how do you teach teachers, and that has to be part of the program. But I think there's probably no effective substitute for that.
I'm going to take one quick pulse of everyone here and one question, and then we're going to do a quick pitch and then a wrap up, because we're quickly running out of time. We have a few more minutes. So this is a forum on technology. So if you were to pick one technology that you think can really help develop financial literacy, how you can use the technology to expand reach of financial literacy, what would that be?
That's a difficult question. I think in terms of technology, the clients do not understand. First, we believe that clients do not understand if you communicate to them in only one way. So there have to be multiple channels for communications to clients, and so it's hard to say that we would have one technology if we would pick and it will improve the capability of clients. So like Akshat mentioned, you need to have a combination of tech and touch. But having said that, if I was to take my pick, then I think that if you have a clear kind of an app with a chatbot and customized interactive app, that might possibly be one of the ways. I wouldn't say that would be the way, but could be one of the ways.
I would agree with Hema because there's no one-stop solution. But yes, for different markets we can have different approaches. For example, Vietnam, we have smartphone penetration of over 50%. 55% people are using internet on a daily basis. They don't use it for financial services. Vietnam is one of the highest numbers for Facebook users, for Lazada users, for many other gaming users. So we have to be very smart in designing a literacy module in such a way that it attracts the customers. It attracts and it caters to the mental model of the end customer in the same way that they have been comfortable in using other applications, for example, messaging and all. And if I have to use it, so I would be coming out with an app which would have a human touch in terms of that if a person has to reach out to the service provider or the intermediary, it is really because that is one of the biggest concerns of people that even if they can, even if a customer can relate to an application, they don't find the FAQs or the help section very effective.
I think I agree with my fellow panelists as well, but I do think if I were to design an app, I would introduce like gamification into the app itself, because I think it's become really popular amongst like the younger generation, and that's like one way that you can really engage them. And the second thing is because a lot of financial literacy like knowledge, as Akshay mentioned, like you don't want to go through like long FAQs for you to really get the answers. So, but I believe instead of using a chatbot, it'd be really nice if it was like a like almost like a concept real-time service provider, right? Where you can actually like ask your question and someone responds to you like in real time, without the chatbot of like misinterpreting the question itself that the consumer is asking. So I think that would be ideal.
Yeah, I think the technology is just the delivery mechanism. The real question is, what is the ideal financial education course? What's the best way to deliver the necessary concepts? What really works in terms of the educational process? And I think that gets back to a lot of points that you two have been mentioning. So if you get that right, then the question of technology is probably secondary.
Thank you. So our 1 minute pitch has turned down to 20 seconds. So 20-second pitch. You want to start? Actually, you want to start 20 seconds. What do you want to leave our audience with?
See, we have gathered here for one cause, which is much more larger than we need to improve the financial health of the underserved population. So we have done a lot in terms of creating access. We have done enough in terms. We have not done enough in terms of increasing the usage, and the usage can only be increased when we make the end customer capable enough, literate enough to understand the benefits, the intricacies, and the pitfalls of the service which we are offering. Then only we can look at usage numbers getting much higher than what we have as of now.
I think my pitch would be that financial capability can be achieved through the 7 behavior, the ones that I mentioned about using all of that, the rules of thumb, heuristic, and others. So apply those in the way that you deliver your financial products. And you definitely will see some changes in terms of improvement in financial capability. And if you need more information, please look at the CFI website, and there's already some toolkits available for you to see, and some best practices in terms of how it's being done in different countries and regions.
Thank you.
I think my takeaways would be the first one, financial literacy shouldn't be designed for one-off and has to be sustainable. The second one is to design something locally relevant and using human-centered design approach where you design in mind for the end user and not for the company. And the third one would be to scale using partnerships, because one company on its own will not be able to achieve as much as if everyone came together.
20 seconds, Peter.
So I think we all agree that financial literacy is desirable. So the real question is, how do you raise that through the financial education programs? Again, what are the things that really work, and how do you implement them, and how does that vary according to the particular target group?
Thank you. So just a very brief cap. There have been many good discussions and suggestions here today. So I think we have discussed that all players have a role to play in improving financial capabilities. Financial literacy programs have to be customer-centric, to design them to the needs of the people. Service providers can use technology to fuel financial literacy. It is just a tool. Financial capability is about changing people's behaviors. And finally, unless consumers are equipped with financial literacy to make sound decisions when using financial services, no amount of innovation will bridge the access to finance gap. Thank you very much, and please give our panelists a big
Thank you very much, Lotte, for moderating this panel. I hope you're doing fine. It's halfway through. It's the only long session we have, but it has another 2 parts, so may I request our colleagues to take a seat in the couch. So, this was about financial literacy. Now we want to highlight some innovation that the ADB has supported, and we're not giving you the usual long 20-minute PowerPoint for that. We actually have asked 3 partners of the Asian Development Bank to do a so-called Pecha Kucha. Can I see a hand sign who has ever seen a Pecha Kucha presentation? So this is normally a very popular presentation format. I see only like 5 hands up. So many of you know TEDx, but there is also something called Pecha Kucha, which comes originally from Japan. And each of the presenters agreed to prepare their PowerPoint in that format. They have 20 slides for you, and the slides move every 20 seconds. So we know exactly when they're going to finish, after 6 minutes 40, once they start. So we have 3 of these kind of lightning talks or Pecha Kucha presentations on innovations and for breaking barriers to widen financial access. So we call it also the stories from the field. We're going to start actually with Georgia, then we go to PNG, Papua New Guinea, and then we have a third colleague from a private solution provider. We will introduce each of them. They will do their Pecha Kucha in 6 minutes 40, and I really want you to give them a big hand, because it's a kind of stress situation. Yeah. And last but not least, after each presentation, we have time for 2 questions. Yeah, so it's really like a 10-minute slot for each person. Okay, and then we're going to finish with a special presentation by David Schreier. Okay, so the first presenter is a lady. She's actually the head of project management department at the Finca Bank in Georgia. In 2018, she was actually nominated as a technology activist by the US State Department. Sounds a little bit like a threat, right? US technology activist for her role in supporting women's engagement in the STEM field. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Nino Bigwama. So, you want to use the mic, or you want to? Okay, so is the PowerPoint ready? As you like, where do you want to stand? I mean, we can talk, give you a second mic, and then. So it's the first time, it's like a premiere in the ADB? I think, maybe I'm wrong, maybe we've done it before. And then you take this one. And you have to start, get the sign. 1, 2? Yes. Can we do a sound test?
1, 2, 3.
Louder?
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Is this working?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's go.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. There is a joke about the project managers that people say project managers are those people who think that 9 women can deliver 1 child in 1 month. So just gave us only 6 minutes to share with you this spotlight we could manage within the team to implement within these 6 months. A little bit about the organization. The Finca Bank Georgia is the member of the global financial provider with its network of 20 microfinance and banks all over the world, providing the responsible financial services to the people with the low income, small entrepreneurs and farmers. Finca Bank Georgia was established in 1998 and we received the banking license in just 2013. We have 35 branches and we serve just all over 100,000 customers, out of which 20,000 are farmers, small entrepreneurs, mostly representing from the rural areas. But I think this slide is not working. Yes, okay. So, as mentioned, we are facing the challenge to reach out the customers who have lack of experience of formal borrowing history, and we try to give these people the opportunity to increase their business. Finca Bank Georgia has 50 agents assigned to the 105 agri-stores where directly our customers can purchase the equipment, wood, pesticides, fertilizers, all necessary equipment and items they need for the business growth using the cashless credit products provided by the company. I would like to thank ADB for the opportunity to come here and present the spotlight of the projects, 2 pilot projects. We started in early 2019. This is very important to mention that we spoke a lot about the standards and international and local requirements, and we are proud to say that the Finca Bank Georgia was the first Georgian bank obtaining the Smart Campaign certificate, and we passed one more time the auditing, proving to provide the responsible banking services to local communities. The overall objective of the pilot project, digital field application and the credit scoring, is to leverage digitization and mobile financial services to bring faster and reliable loan approval process to the communities in the rural areas. Our credit loan officers conduct field visits where there is very low internet connectivity. So we had to face this challenge and have both online and offline opportunity for the staff to finalize the loan approval process. The baseline figures is really difficult to improve, but we are very confident to double decrease the average cost and duration of the loan approval process. Of course, we could do it with the confident, committed local partners, and one of the outcome of this pilot project is to enhance the local capacity of the service providers, because not only Finca Bank, but we're sure that other institutions will benefit from having the less expensive financial solutions to enlarge the inclusion of the farmers into the financial services. So within the 6 months, we developed one scorecard with 10 variables and one strategy design, because this is the challenge that before we did not have any IT solution to gather the sufficient data, and data is very important for the scorecard. And in parallel, we developed the digital field application process. In total, you see that we have 3 calls. At the first time, the purpose of the call is to filter out the customers with a better internal and external credit history and those who do not meet the criteria. And the second call is to adjust the interest rate and offer the tailored pricing. And the third call is to finalize the approval process. So all the automated system enabled us to provide at the field, at the business location of our farmers, small entrepreneurs in their business places, to deliver the respond, whether they are eligible or not to take the loan for the business improvement. Most important is that this solution is a SaaS solution and is designed so that the bank does not depend a lot on the vendor, and all the changes, so all the new requirements is conducted on our side. We can build the application form, we can use the hard and software validation to minimize the risks and to ensure that all the product requirements, international and local requirements, are considered. So this time is really freed up for the loan officers to conduct sufficient interview. And how we can do this? Because we have integration with the third parties, with almost all the governmental organizations providing the public information about the customer, kind of a national registry, public registry, debtors registry. So we have in a couple of seconds all this information, and we can provide the financial assessment at the location, on the business location. And this ensures us to increase the legacy of the input data for the agreements, which is also automatically generated at the same place while doing the interview with the customer outside of the bank premises, and finalize all the requirements at the spot. The mobile application gives this opportunity, as I mentioned, and if there is no internet connectivity, the loan officer can finalize obtaining all the information from the customer, and as soon as internet connectivity is appropriate for the loan officer, all this data is synchronized in the credit scoring and etc. on the third parties, and we can quickly return to the farmer's place and provide final response to the customer. And this is the just a screenshot of how we can include this innovation, which is about AgroCard. This is the roughing up all the standards for the income and expenditures in the agriculture business, and we can provide the tailored cost for the product based on the agro product and regions, because it differs and it considers all the possible risks in the business. And at the end, we believe that the old-fashioned, highly labor-intensive loan approval process is just very slow, expensive, unreliable. And with this new technology, we implemented with our partners, promise a new pathway for the financial inclusion. Thank you very much.
I think she did well, right? It's tough. But 20 slides in 20 seconds each. And only you had how much time? 2 weeks to prepare? You were very generous. Okay, so 2 questions. I think I have them also on the app here. What did Finca learn from its some failed projects in Africa for the implementation in Asia?
I beg your pardon, I have not enough information, and I'm not competent to say this, but I promise to come back with a response from my colleagues. I only represent the Georgia, and unfortunately I cannot share this.
Okay, so let's maybe do a more easy one. Will Finca open here in the Philippines?
Wow.
Because a lot of colleagues from the
I think this
Philippines.
is more compliment. And again, as a project manager, I cannot
Okay.
say.
How much does it cost? Maybe that's,
The cost
yes.
of
So, Finca impressive project. How much dollar did it cost?
okay, the digital field application is about 150,000 USD dollar.
What is the Gini score of your model? You know that?
56.
That's very quick. So, and what else do we have? Okay, how does Finca determine the cash flow of micro entrepreneurs using technology?
So what is
The first one.
how does Finca determine the cash flow? Oh yes, it was really a challenge, especially when the organization before was used to manage these business processes by the men. I mean, for the certain cases they were capable to decide to make a decisions, and we started to standardize all the bad and good practices and started to teach all these experiences to this system, and we standardized this according to the all possible scenarios which bank had encouraged and possible. Of course, definitely the smart campaign and National Bank of Georgia's requirements in line with the local markets demand.
So please give a hand to Nino. And we know how it looks like, so if you have more questions, we have a long lunch.
Thank you.
So now we're going over to an example from P&G. So he's head of mobile banking at the nationwide microbank, also MyBank. He's a key driver of rural development and digital financial services. And he also has worked with a number of other banks before. So ladies and gentlemen, our second presenter, and he had, I think, 1 week to prepare. We are getting more and more generous. Trudy Igi.
So please don't start, right?
Thank you, Trudy Egi. In fact, the technology I'll be talking about is more to do with the digital ID. We came up with the name Digital Access Tool because we're thinking that it's not only for ID purpose, but it can also do other things also. That's my country, Papua New Guinea, share borders with Indonesia and also Australia to the south. 16 square kilometers is we have about 7.6 million. You can get this information out from the GSMA website, or you can also go to the P&G website and get it. We're a bank with 150 staff, 10 branches located all throughout the country. We have not actually covered the entire country, but we have decided to go mobile, using mobile money and mobile technology to do our business. So that is actually taken off from the customers and the subscribers app, and it gives a location of the branches all throughout the country. Similarly, we also have the agents also registered on the app also. So besides providing cash and cash out services, we also provide micro insurance and micro pension on the same app, and also Solar Pay Go that is paid through the app. So agents, you can see, are located in many parts of the country. Some of them are not next to a branch, and they operate remotely. But we also have this issue of trying to get new agents on board, and also agents disappear after they have probably paid off some customer obligation and decide to close business, which is a challenge in Papua New Guinea. The central bank has signed up with the Maya Declaration with Papua New Guinea, and they have been very supportive in us going out to rural areas to provide financial inclusion.